You know, driving is actually really fun in a scary kind of way. You know how sometimes the grown-ups feel like everyone around them is getting married? Well, I kind of feel the same way, only about driving. So last week I finally started driver's ed. There are 5 weeks, 3 days a week for 2 hours, plus a 2-hour drive slash observation. So yeah, I'm going to be spending a lot of time learning how to drive, but that's okay because it's summer and what else do I have to do? So far the class has been pretty fun. They're checking a lot of information at us. And we did this one quiz where you got to see a road sign for 0.3 seconds. Then you had 10 seconds to write down what the sign meant and what type of sign it was. And that was crazy. Thankfully, we actually weren't graded on that one. But I guess they wanted us to be able to recognize road signs quickly. I mean, that's the idea. That's one of the things my driver instructor says a lot. That's the idea. That's the idea. And that's the idea. That's the idea. My first time driving not in a parking lot was with my driver's school. My first drive, we have to do 6 drives and 6 observations. They're all back to back, so it makes it easier. So my driver instructor asks me, "Are you comfortable going on the road?" And I'm like, not really. So we drove to the neighborhood, and I drove around in a neighborhood, which wasn't too bad. It was like 92 outside, and we didn't have any AC. We just had the windows rolled down. So that was fun, I guess, and kind of scary. And then at the end of the drive, there was another kid who was observing my hour, and then I observed his hour, so it was back to back. And he was fine going on the road, and he was practically a professional driver. I didn't do super great on my first drive. The driver instructor said I improved as we went, so that was nice. And he also said it wasn't the worst he'd ever seen, so that's something, right? But then 2 days after that, I had wanted to practice driving before my next drive, which was the next week. And I basically said, "Hey Mom, can we go driving this morning?" It was a Saturday morning, wasn't a lot of people out. And then my mom's like, "Okay, you want to drive?" I thought we were going to go to a neighborhood or something. But she wanted me to drive. So I drove for the first time last Saturday, and it was actually pretty cool. Kind of scary, ran over a curb, but overall, it was really fun. She was almost gonna let me go on the freeway, but I'm like, I'm not ready for that. My mom was actually surprisingly pretty calm about the whole thing. I wasn't sure if she'd be freaking out, but Mom said the hard part might be coming up when I get more confident and don't listen to everything she says as well. Because when I was driving last Saturday, I was like listening to everything she was saying. Okay, I'll brake, blinker, okay, oh, it's a green light, For me, I can think of 2 words that pretty much describe driving. Scared, well, 3 words, I guess. Scary, fun, and surreal. It's scary because you're pretty much driving a 2,000 to 4,000 pound missile, and there are a lot of variables. It's fun because, you get to drive a car. And it's surreal because I'm driving. I've wanted to drive a car pretty much my entire life, and now I actually get to drive, and it's crazy. I want to know, do you know how to drive? I don't know how old you are. You probably do. Maybe what is the funnest and scariest part of driving for you personally? And do you have an interesting story of when you learned how to drive? Anything crazy happening? Comment your story down below. I'll see you next week. Bye.